Welcome back to Secret Screen Stories, your go-to spot for uncovering the coolest hidden gems and behind-the-scenes secrets from your favorite movies. Today's video is about the wild, the crazy, the absolutely outrageous world of Deadpool. Now, if you think you know everything about the Merc with a mouth, think again. Deadpool is all about breaking the fourth wall, delivering gut-busting humor, and throwing in a ton of Easter eggs and hidden details that are easy to miss if you're not paying attention. And trust us, some of these hidden moments could totally change the way you see Wade Wilson and his insane adventures. In this video, we're looking at the top 10 background details, missed scenes, and secret comparisons from the Deadpool movie series that you probably didn't catch the first time around. These are the kind of hidden gems that make you go, wait, how did I miss that? So let's not waste any more time and start from number 1. Number 1. The actual character of Bob. Bob, one of Ajax's henchmen who Deadpool casually catches up with in the middle of a battle. Now, you might think this was just a funny moment to lighten the mood, but there's actually more to Bob than meets the eye.
Bob?
Wait?
Oh my god, I haven't seen you since
Jacksonville.
TGI Fridays.
In the comics, Bob isn't just any random bad guy. He's actually one of Deadpool's closest frenemies. Also, in the comics, Bob was originally an agent of Hydra, the notorious terrorist organization we all know from the MCU. Deadpool, being the charming manipulator that he is, convinces Bob to ditch Hydra and work for him instead. But since Hydra is a big deal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and not part of Fox's X-Men universe, the filmmakers had to tweak things a bit. That's why in the Deadpool movie, Bob doesn't get to sport his full comic book look, or even use his last name. Number 2. The fan-made Deadpool rap. Now, we all know that the Deadpool movies have killer soundtracks, packed with nostalgic hits, big chart toppers, and even a Celine Dion track that had everyone talking. But did you know that one of the most epic songs in the first movie came straight from a fan group? Enter Team Headkick, a musical act famous for creating rap songs about nerdy stuff that we all love.
This shit's gonna be nuts.
They call me Deadpool, I'm hella fast. Came to murk the bad guys and get some ass. Got blades for days, got guns galore.
Before the first Deadpool movie hit theaters, they were invited to contribute their own Deadpool rap to the soundtrack. And guess what? Not only did it make it into the first movie's soundtrack, but they even got to remix it for the deluxe album of Deadpool 2 with an X-Force twist. This is seriously cool, because it shows how fans can make a real impact even in big Hollywood productions. It'd be like a dream come true for any artist, knowing that their passion project could end up in a major movie. Number 3. Real-life celebrities in Deadpool. Here's a fun detail from the Deadpool movies that blends reality with the film's dark humor. In the movie, Deadpool gets his name from the actual Deadpool at Sister Margaret's bar, where the mercenaries bet on who's going to kick the bucket next. But what you don't catch is that most of the names on that board aren't just made-up characters. They're real-life celebrities. You've got names like Lindsay Lohan, Charlie Sheen, Shia LaBeouf, and Kanye West up there. All stars who have had their share of public troubles. To keep things more lighthearted, they even tossed in TJ Miller and Ryan Reynolds' names as well. But here's something you probably didn't know. In an earlier version of the script from 2010, there was a running gag involving Amy Winehouse. The idea was that she would survive a bunch of crazy near-death situations throughout the film, only to get hit by a bus at the very end. Of course, this joke was cut out after Winehouse's tragic passing in 2011. It's just one of those moments where the movie's edgy humor brushes up against real life, adding a layer of complexity to the jokes that we see on screen.
I just realized I'm never gonna win the
Deadpool. Captain Deadpool.
Number 4. A sinister Easter egg. Next up, we've got a shout out to one of the X-Men's most notorious villains that you might have missed in Deadpool 2. Throughout several Fox Mutant movies, there were hints that Mr. Sinister, also known as Nathaniel Essex, was about to make his big debut. Remember that post-credits scene in X-Men Apocalypse? A mysterious guy packs up some materials from the Weapon X experiment into a briefcase with the Essex Corp logo on it. That's a pretty clear nod to Mr. Sinister, right? Deadpool 2 took this even further by revealing that the creepy facility where Russell Collins and other young mutants were tortured was called Essex House. It's another wink to the fans that Mr. Sinister is lurking in the background, pulling the strings. Unfortunately, we never got to see what he was actually planning with all that stolen genetic research, but just imagine the chaos he could unleash if he ever got a hold of Deadpool's insane healing powers. Number 5. The Merc without a mouth. This is one of the biggest mistakes in X-Men movie history, and how it ended up fueling some of the best moments in the Deadpool series. In X-Men Origins Wolverine, the filmmakers did something that's almost unforgivable. They sewed Deadpool's mouth shut. Yep, they silenced the Merc with a mouth, and fans were not happy. But still, despite the disaster that was Origins, Ryan Reynolds was already hooked on the character. In fact, the reason he was so into it was because the comics had once joked that a messed up Wade Wilson looked like Ryan Reynolds crossed with a Shar-Pei. Reynolds was determined to eventually get Deadpool right, and thankfully he did. What's really cool is how Deadpool and Deadpool 2 turned that massive Origins fail into comedy gold. Remember that scene where Ajax threatens to sew Wade's mouth shut? Wade's quick comeback, "I wouldn't do that if I were you," is a hilarious nod to the Origins disaster. Plus, if you look closely, you'll spot the Origins Deadpool action figure making a cameo in the movie.
You don't have to do this. Alright, maybe you do.
Number 6. The chilling M-Day poster. This one is a background detail from Deadpool 2 that's easy to miss, but carries some serious weight. In the Essex House, where young mutants like Russell Collins are tormented, there's a disturbing poster in the background that reads, M-Day. For those in the know, M-Day is a massive deal in the comics. It's when Scarlet Witch famously said the words that nearly wiped out the mutants altogether. Now, we never got to see Scarlet Witch and the mutants team up in the Fox films, but this poster is a nod to that dark comic storyline. What's even more unsettling is how it ties into the broader X-Men universe. By the time we get to Logan, a twisted company has almost entirely stopped mutants from being born naturally. So, in a way, the grim future that M-Day hints at in Deadpool 2 sort of comes true. Number 7. Kevin Feige's pizza cameo. Here's a cheeky little detail from Deadpool that you might have missed, but is a fun nod to one of the biggest names in the superhero movie world, Kevin Feige. Now, Kevin Feige is pretty much the mastermind behind the Marvel Cinematic Universe, having produced every single MCU film to date. But before all of that, he was also a producer on the first 3 X-Men movies and even Blade Trinity, where Ryan Reynolds first dabbled in the superhero world. Since Deadpool is a property of 20th Century Fox, Feige didn't have a hand in making the movie, but the filmmakers still found a way to give him a shout-out. Early in the movie, during the first flashback sequence, you can spot Feige's name on a pizza box. It's a playful little Easter egg that's easy to miss. While it's not exactly a dig, it is hilarious to think that, in Deadpool's world, the president of Marvel Studios has been reduced to a pizza brand.
Before you do anything to him, do you mind if I get a big tip?
Jeremy, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wade Wilson.
Number 8. The Helicarrier Easter Egg. Next on our list is a massive Easter egg that's hard to miss if you're paying attention. In the final showdown of Deadpool, when Wade and his crew are gearing up to take on Ajax, there's a wide shot of the villain's hideout. And guess what? It's a broken down helicarrier. For those of you who've watched the MCU films, especially Captain America: Winter Soldier, you'll know that these giant flying ships have been a big deal in the Marvel Universe. Now, including a helicarrier in a Fox movie was a pretty bold move, especially since Deadpool isn't technically part of the MCU. But the writers were smart about it. They never actually call it a helicarrier in the movie, so it stays as a cool visual reference rather than an official crossover. At the time, it was just a fun nod for the fans. But with the introduction of the Marvel multiverse, this Easter egg takes on a whole new meaning. Number 9. The cameos you can't miss. Right from the opening credits, we're promised a cameo, and the movie delivers big time with none other than Stan Lee, who shows up as a DJ in a strip club. This is one cameo that's pretty hard to miss, but there's more to it than just a quick laugh. Now, Stan Lee's appearance here is extra special, because back in the early 2000s, he created a character named Stripperella. So having him DJing in that setting is a cheeky nod to his past work. What's even funnier is that Stan Lee joked about how he didn't get to spend enough time on set with the dancers. But the cameos don't stop there. Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld also makes a brief appearance. There's a moment inside Sister Margaret's bar where Wade walks right past Liefeld and even calls him out by name, hinting that Liefeld might be a fellow mercenary in Deadpool's world.
Hey, coming onto our stage right now, give it up for Chastity.
Number 10. The Liefeld Roast. Now, this one is a funny moment from Deadpool 2 that's a little bit similar to comic book industry humor. Deadpool is one of the most popular characters around, but his creator, Rob Liefeld, has a bit of a mixed reputation. While Liefeld gets plenty of credit for creating Deadpool, Domino, and Cable, his artwork is often the butt of jokes in the comic world. His characters are known for having way too many muscles, bizarre proportions, and an overload of pouches. But the most notorious thing about Liefeld's art? He's famous for avoiding drawing feet. So when Deadpool got the chance to poke fun at this well-known comic book quirk, he didn't hold back. In typical Deadpool fashion, the movie takes a playful jab at Liefeld's artistic style. And here's the best part, Liefeld himself gave the green light for the joke. It's the kind of self-aware humor that Deadpool is known for, and it had both fans and industry insiders laughing out loud. This little roast is a perfect example of how Deadpool loves to break the fourth wall and bring the audience in on the joke, even if it's at the expense of the people who created the character.
Tell me where your fucking boss is, or you're gonna die!
And that wraps up our video about the top hidden scenes, facts, and comparisons from the Deadpool movie series. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to Secret Screen Stories so you don't miss out on more cool movie insights. Your support helps us to keep bringing you more content just like this. So don't forget to give us a thumbs up and drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Which of these hidden gems surprised you the most? Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.